This OC Cholo. I always say that I'm keeping it. I always keep it 100 with y'all, and I'm always truthful with y'all, right? So, okay. So I got something I wanna share with y'all today, right? Okay. So I got arrested on 6/9/2025, right? I've been in the county jail ever since, right? And I was arrested on one Mandel charge, 1 gram, 1 gram of less than 4 grams. Okay, that's a $25,000. Then on the second charge was unauthorized possession of a firearm by felon. Right, it's a $25,000. That's a felony. Second one is a Mandel charge, 4 grams greater than 200 grams. Right. $50,000 bond. The last charge is a misdemeanor, which is discharging a firearm inside the city limits. Okay. So, and then no sooner I got this, they gave me a blue warrant. Right? They put a parole hold on me. Right? They ain't gonna let me make bond for the reason that I was a felon firearm. Right? There's no way. So anyway, I sat here for 3 months, and they finally indicted me, right? And they indicted me on all the charges, and I had two of them were enhanced, which is the second degree felony, 4 grams. No, 1 gram of 4 grams, right? That was second degree. So they enhanced that to first degree, right? And then possession of a firearm, they enhanced that as well, right? So, okay, so basically I'm looking at a bunch of time. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking at a bunch of time. If I can't beat the case. Well, like I said, I've been praying and everything. Me and Lori, we've been praying. Am I right, Lori?
Yes, you're right.
We've been doing a lot of praying. I got people out there praying, all that, and we're praying for probation or something. But anyway, so it came down to this. I wasn't supposed to go to court until February the 2nd. It was the first time I was supposed to go to court, right? Well, my lawyer came to see me about a week ago. Everything still said for and then he asked me, "Will I take any time?" Man, not really. I ain't trying to take no time. What about if I get you 15? I said, man, I might think about that. I don't know. Anyway, so Wednesday they called me. They told me I was going to court. I was supposed to go to the 2nd of February next year. I went down there, and I go down there, right? And so I'm down in the holdover, and then my lawyer comes out. He said, "Hey, man, I got you 15, man." And I dropped the enhancement and all that, and then and the gun. I said, man, I don't know, man. I'm not. I said, man, look, the stuff wasn't mine. So I explained to him. I tried again, right? He said, hold on, man, hold on. So he goes back in there, and then he comes back in, and he said, come on in, man. Come on in. So he took me in front of the judge, right? And the good judge said, well, your lawyer kind of told me the story. I said, yeah, sir. He said, how long have you been out? I said, I've been out for 2.5 years. He said, you were a career criminal. I said, he said, I said, that's the longest you ever been out. I said, that's the longest I've ever been out. So you got these 15. I said, man, sir, I really don't want to, sir. I'm hoping I can be in front of you and all that. He said, you know what? He said, it don't matter if I give you 15 or I give you 5. You're still going to have the same consequences. I said, yeah, more or less, man. He said, you know what I'm going to do for you, man? He said, I'm dismissing all charges. He said, I'm dismissing all charges. The gun charge. He said, for one charge, I can't dismiss. He said, that discharging a firearm, I can't dismiss that. That That's a public. No, I can't do that. That's a misdemeanor. I have nothing to do over the misdemeanor. And I wanted to just fall on my knees and start crying. He just don't know what he did. All charges will drop. All my charges will drop except for that last one. So here's the deal. Even though I don't gotta go do a bunch of big time, parole came. I still violated my parole discharging the firearm, right? So I still got to go back to TDC under what they say, technical. It's a technical violation, but it's kind of like I don't get to go to ISF like everybody else, right? I got to go back to TDC and make parole again. And I got like 23 years left on my 40-year sentence, right? So basically, I got to go back down to TDC regardless, right? But the thing is, God did bless me, right? Because I don't go down there with a new time, or I don't have to go down there and get a new number, and, So I'm looking at maybe I've almost been about a year, about another maybe a year and a half, 2 at the most, and I'll be coming home again. Some of y'all might not think it's a blessing, but to me and to Lori, it's a blessing, because you know what? I was getting ready to take it to trial. I was gonna take it all the way, right? Regardless, just have my day in court, and I'm rolling the dice there, right? I could have got a lot of time. I could have got this, it could have been anything could have happened. But with my background, you can imagine what's going to happen, right? Right. So, but anyway, this is a blessing, right? So, just to let y'all know, man, how God works. God is good. The power of the prayer, right? People who believe you can happen, right? All charges, just like all charges were dismissed except for one misdemeanor. Man, that's a blessing. That is an awesome blessing. The most they can do to me when I go to a misdemeanor is either give me time served or dismiss it. But regardless, it's still I still violated my parole for firing off the gun. Regardless. But that's a good thing. God is good. I want you to know that, man. Thank y'all for the prayers. People were praying for me. I'm telling y'all, man, when you put everything into God's hands, man, y'all ain't gonna believe what He does for you. I'm overwhelmed. I'm happy. I'm happy now. We gotta go down there and just wait on this chain. And right now they're not pulling too much chain, man. If you ain't got an aggravated case, man, you're going in the back of the bus, man. Back of the line. They call your number. So I'll be sitting here for a little while, but you know what? God is good. God is good. Thank y'all once again, man. And I love y'all. So keep following me, and I'm gonna always, keep doing stuff in TDC. I'm trying my best to keep on doing this until I get up out of here. Me and Lori got a ministry that we're doing, the Armor Ministry. It's gonna grow. It's gonna get big. Things going on. For Christmas, we're buying three hams, and we're gonna feed. We're gonna, 3 ham dinners, and we're gonna donate it to 3 people. Get our challenge out again. Even though nobody stepped up for Thanksgiving, challenge it for Christmas again. We're gonna do it. We'll post it up. Everything we give out. I love y'all. Peace out. Much love. All of y'all. Hey, bye, Lori.